I have to admit that Naruto Uzumaki Chronicle games are like my guilty pleasure. I know that a lot of people don't even know that they exist, and those that who actually know about these games usually don't like them, but only the specific games, for example like the first game. I'll be honest, last year, was it last year? Yeah, I think it was last year when I played the games on this channel. I enjoyed them all, but each game on a different level. For example, the first game, the West release was kinda really butchered, so you could see that there's a lot of missing stuff, especially in the story mode. But if you have played the Japanese version, which has like even new cutscenes, like CGI cutscenes, new missions added, and kinda explains like the story a bit better on what's happening in the game. All in all, it's a good game if you play the Japanese release, but the first one in the West was kinda meh. What I have heard from a lot of people is the second one is being regarded as the best Uzumaki Chronicle games, especially for those people who have played it in their childhoods. For example, me, I was like an Ultimate Ninja guy. My first game was Ultimate Ninja 3, so I never even knew or heard about Uzumaki Chronicles. I only found out about these games only when I started kinda this channel, and I went through the list of all of the Naruto games that there actually exist, and I was kinda eager to play them. But yeah, the second game does a lot of things right. It's way better than the first game. This time, instead of having like CGI cutscenes as it had like in the first game for the Japanese release, we have like kind of in-game cutscenes. The story is a typical Naruto filler story. I mean, it's interesting, but the boss fight at the end was like comical, like holy shit. I didn't expect the final boss to be a huge ass puppet. But yeah, okay, I don't know, I really enjoyed the game. Plus, I really like the fact that in this game, if you plug in another controller, you can play it in a co-op mode, which is insane, especially in the PlayStation 2 times. If you have your buddy around, I can guarantee you that if you play this game in co-op, it's a fun experience. Of course, I didn't try it, but yeah. But that's only for the PlayStation 2 games. I don't know how many people actually know, but there's like a third game as well, but that's a PSP exclusive called Akatsuki Rising. The story in this game basically starts with Naruto Shippuden and ends with the Gaara's rescue arc. The craziest thing is that this game, Akatsuki Rising, came out somewhere close to the release of Ultimate Ninja 4. The funniest thing is that Akatsuki Rising finishes the Gaara's rescue arc, right? But Ultimate Ninja 4 ends in the middle of it, which is kinda funny to be honest. But in my opinion, Akatsuki Rising is the most fun game from all of these three Uzumaki Chronicle games. Even though the Akatsuki Rising can be like, how should I say this, like a bit on the budget side, because it's like on a PSP and the cutscenes and action is not that great as it was, for example, in the PlayStation 2, like Uzumaki Chronicles 2, but it has its charm. I don't know what it is about it, but it has its charm. Yes, it's not more about fighting, but it's more like an action game. You run around multiple like sections of an area, there's multiple enemies you can fight or dodge, just like I did. And you can level up your characters. There's a RPG system just like in the second game, but a tad bit different here. The biggest thing is that it kind of has as well like these secret like other missions that are kind of basically like filler missions, but they are kind of funny. If I remember correctly, there was one mission where Jiraiya tried to like offer Sai a job for him to like illustrate his like makeout series, but like with illustrations, if I remember correctly, and Tsunade was like bashing his skull in, bashing Jiraiya's skull in for offering a kid this kind of a job. But yeah, the side story is pretty funny, and as well there was like this Akatsuki mode where basically you choose one of the Akatsuki members, Itachi, Kizame, Sasori and Deidara if I'm not mistaken, and then you play some multiple missions, but these missions are, how should I say this, all the same. Like if you play with Itachi and then play with Kizame, the same characters, like almost the same characters appear in the sections and the dialogue doesn't change. It's basically the same thing. And it's just like a gauntlet of like, how should I say this, boss battles if you can call that. It's like 1v3, 2v1 and so on and so on. I personally didn't finish the Akatsuki mode, but it seemed actually interesting. There's actually a lot of stuff you can do as well after you finish the main story. But I have to tell you, the main story is, how should I say this, semi-longish. But the reasons why I love the game is because of its charm. Even though it's like wonky, the voice acting is not that great. Some, like, how should I say this, some animations are really funny. Especially I remember there was this scene where Naruto was attacking with his Rasengan, and the Rasengan looked so crazy. But yeah, I don't know, it's like, do you know like when you watch a movie or like play a video game, you know that it's bad, but it's so bad that it's actually good, you know? I kind of have the feeling with Akatsuki Rising. If I would have to rate like those Uzumaki Chronicle games, I would say that Akatsuki Rising is like at the top, just because of like how goofy it is. But if we're going serious, then Uzumaki Chronicles is at the top. Then at the bottom it would be like Uzumaki Chronicles 1 at the end, and the Japanese release of it would be up above Uzumaki Chronicles EU release. But yeah, as well, if you talk about Uzumaki Chronicles 1, holy, how much did they botch the game? Like, holy, just because they didn't want to spoil the West audience, because at the time I think the West was like 3 or 2 years behind the anime and the manga, so that's why they cut a lot of content. That's why we don't see like Tsunade, Jiraiya. I don't think we actually see Jiraiya. Like some missions are cut. Why the hell is, for example, Gaara evil? We don't see Itachi, we don't see Kizame as well in the game. It's just insane. But yeah, guys, what do you think about Uzumaki Chronicles and the whole series as a whole? I would actually love to see the game being brought back, but I doubt it, because if I understand Raijin, the developers have gone bankrupt. Actual fun fact, Raijin are actually the same developers who made the Bleach Soul Resurrection, the game that I recently did a video about. But it's kinda sad, but the owners of the license is Bandai, and if I'm not mistaken, Bandai as well released all of those 3 games at the time, but since we know that the Storm series are like the main cash grab for Bandai, I don't think we will ever see like another Naruto spin-off like game like Uzumaki Chronicles. But yeah, guys, what do you think about this? Have you played the Uzumaki Chronicle games, and if so, which one is your favorite, or maybe which ones are your favorite? Maybe you have multiple. Let me know in the comments below. But before I go, I have to give a huge shout out to Dupa, Soulpix, and Mati the Legend for being channel members while I'm currently making this like kinda rambling video. Thank you so much, guys. But yeah, guys, I wish you a nice day/evening. Take care, everyone, and see ya in the next video. Bye, guys.